Hey, what's up?
What's going on?
Hey, what do we got here?
I've got 2 items from the greatest cartoon of the 80s, Thundercats.
All I know about Thundercats is, like, I know Corey really liked Thundercats.
I bet he wrote something like this in his little Thundercat underwears around the neighborhood. I can just see you chasing him. Get back here, son, and put some pants on.
The 2 toys that I have today are the Thundercats Thunder Tank Pedal Power Cycle and the Thundercats Tongasaurus figure. Both these items are pretty rare. I'm asking for $1,000 for each of them. They're definitely worth around what I'm asking.
It obviously has something to do with cats.
Basically, it's some cats, and their planet got destroyed. They were always battling these reptilian humanoids.
Okay.
So you a fan of Thundercats?
Oh, yeah, I've been a fan since I was a kid, and I've been a serious collector for probably about 10 years or so.
So where'd you get them?
This was from another collector. It's just been sitting in my collection room, so it's never been ridden. I mean, you're not going to find one in better condition.
What is this?
This is the Tongasaurus. It was basically a monster that was in the cartoon, maybe 2 episodes. It still works. You push the tail out, the head comes up, tongue comes out, it grabs the little other characters.
Okay. How much do you want for this stuff?
I'm looking for $1,000 for this and $1,000 for this, so $2,000 total.
Let me call someone who knows something about this, sort of out of my realm. I'm not sure how many adults will spend money on these things, so I called in my toy expert, Steve. Hopefully he can tell me there's a big Thundercat following that'll make it worth my while.
Wow, this is cool.
I'm glad someone can appreciate it.
Got a call from the guys to come over and check out some Thundercats toys. As soon as I walk in and I see who the collector is, and I'm like, this guy has to be a Thundercats purist, without a doubt. So you got the Thundercats pedal cycle. This thing's very cool. When the Big Wheels were actually produced back in 1969, I don't think they ever planned licensing for them. And so as you got into the 80s, they started licensing anything they could and turning them into a big wheel. You had G.I. Joe and Barbie, Masters of the Universe. The Tongasaurus, it's actually not finished. So the original prototypes of this toy actually had arms. Because in the actual show, the Tongasaurus had arms, and his arms were really short, reminiscent of Tyrannosaurus Rex and T-Rex arms. What happened was the toys actually came out in '84. The show didn't air until '85. They couldn't get it produced in time to get it done, but they wanted to have the toys out for the holiday season in '84. And it's considered one of the rarest production figures from the line.
So what do you think of these?
The condition of the bike is pretty good. It does have some scuff marks and a little bit of wear. Overall, though, it's a really nice example. They're usually tore up, the paint is almost always scuffed, and the back of the seats are even usually missing. And the Tongasaurus is the expected condition for one that would be out of the box and maybe have been played with at some point.
What do these things go for?
Individually, the Tongasaurus is something that collectors clamor for, especially from the action figure side. I think you can get $700 for it. The Thunder Tank cycle, you could do $1,100 on this one. So I think in total, to expect $1,800 for the pair, I think is reasonable.
Very nice, very nice.
All right, well, thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. In the 80s, it was all about licensing. You were the cool kid if you had whatever it was from your favorite toy line. I think if the shop took a chance on buying these, they would find the right buyer. That collector's definitely out there looking for these.
Would you take $1,000 for all of it? $1,000 bucks?
I can't do $1,000. That alone is worth over $1,000. Can you do 15?
No.
What's the best you can do?
We could do 1,200. We got a deal?
Chum, do not listen to a single word he says. It means nothing. I'll give you $1,100 bucks.
You can't do any more than that?
That's all I can do.
I can't do 11. I'm sorry.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you anyway.
I don't get you sometimes.
Chum tried to help out, but Rick just wasn't having it, and I understand that he needs to make money here, but the Thunder Tank alone is $1,100. I just can't do that.
Mr. Brown and I got along famously.
Why he tittled through a pass, I caught the ball myself.
It's got a name engraved on it.
How did you end up with this?
Sounds so fun.